Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me the chance. I'm happy to be here to represent women in academia. I think I need to stand up. Yeah. So I'm called by the name Akwero Christine. I'm a lecturer at the University of Juba, the School of Education. So before I enter into sharing about how the career in academia is achievable, I would like first to give you a very brief background about myself. I was born during the time of the war, and then my parents went to Uganda. I found myself, I was growing up in a refugee camp. And so being a woman in a refugee camp was not easy. Life was very difficult. And actually we were studying under the tree. We did not have classrooms. And so as we continued with the school, it was not easy, but I continued. I completed secondary school, and then later on I got a scholarship. I went to the university, I joined Makerere University. And so when I completed, that was the time I came back to South Sudan. And so in South Sudan, I started teaching in one of the secondary schools, Dr. John Garang Secondary School. It was located in Konyo. And then later on, I applied for a scholarship where I got a scholarship for my master's. I went to USA. So that is where I did my master's, and then I came back, I joined the University of Juba in 2015. Now, based on this background, I think, things to do with academia, things to do with academics, sometimes the situations that we are in, you may imagine that, with me, things are not possible. But given my example, I think being a lady in South Sudan is not easy. So for example, for those of you who have joined the university, and some of, I assume like those ones who are in secondary school, when you join the university, sometimes we get that there's a lot of pressure at the university. You have a lot of courses to attend, you have a lot of assignments to do, and also when you come home, you have a lot of work to do in the house, the household duties. So you become overwhelmed, sometimes there's a lot of stress that comes in. But however, all these challenges, when you meet all these challenges in a proactive manner, you will start to prosper. And so this is the areas that I'm going to discuss with you. First of all, your mindset matters a lot. You need to tune your mindset. For example, you need to acknowledge any financial support that comes your way. Like, for example, myself, I got a scholarship. And so, assuming that you get a scholarship and you don't perform at school, at the end of the day, you are not going to what? To achieve. And in some situations, maybe you have an uncle that has offered to help you, or you have an auntie, or you have your parents that have helped to pay your tuition fee. You need to acknowledge that support, and you need to work very hard. So however little it is, if they're able to pay your tuition fee, you can maneuver your ways and go and attend your lectures. So that will be one way of how you can achieve you can achieve academically. And then when you are also in the school, you need to stop comparing yourself with others. There's this tendency of ladies, when you are in the university or you are in the school, you want to be like someone. Education is, in every journey through education, it is very unique. So in a situation where maybe someone is performing better than you academically, you don't need to feel bad about it, but let it motivate you to work very hard. But you cannot say, okay, I should be like this one. With the ladies, sometimes some people play every week, different hairstyles, different clothes. But you need to know what really took you to the university and what do you want to achieve. And you need to plan, like planning and productivity. You have to get clear on your strategic visions and your long-term goals. Because the moment you're in the school, you have to say, what do I want to achieve in the long term? So when you have your visions, you put it very clearly, it will give you that chance to work extremely very hard so that you achieve your vision. And define success in your own terms. Now, this is your career. What does success look like for you, and how does it align to your values? You know, people can define success in a different way, but you personally, what does success look like to you? So when you do that, it helps you so much to achieve. And then you have to master time management. Now, when I look at the statistic, I came early because according to the timeline I saw, the arrival is supposed to be 8:30. So I was really rushing. I was like 8:32. I was here. I was surprised to see that the place was very empty. So people are not managing time. So if we don't manage time, it means we are not going to complete what we are supposed to. So in academic, you have to manage your time. You ladies, when you go home, you know you are going to cook. You are going to do the household duties. When you come to the university, you are supposed to do your assignment. You are supposed to attend your lectures. So how do you plan your time? I am giving you my life example. You know, my mother was teaching somewhere very far, so I was left as the elder daughter to take care of the young ones. And what I did was, sometimes when I do all the household duties, and in the evening when I go to sleep, I find myself very tired. I cannot read. So I decided, like, sometimes when I'm cooking, I go with the book in the kitchen. When the thing is still on fire, I look at the book somehow, and then what? You put it down and then you go back to cook. So this is how you plan your time. And at the end of the day, I was very surprised when the results came. They said, okay, this year, there's a girl that got first grade. Me, I did not know it was myself. But I was only doing my best. Like, I was surprised it was myself. So when you plan your time and then you do it correctly, it makes you to achieve. And there's also resilience and growth. You have to embrace the failures. You know, in education, we learn from our mistakes. But when you make mistakes, don't be making the same mistakes over and over again. You learn from the mistake and then you correct the mistakes. If you are not performing very well, you have to learn from it. You go to your colleagues. You know, I'm not performing well here and there. What should I do? Or you go to your instructors. So we learn from our mistakes. And we also have to celebrate our progress. You know, recognize and celebrate what you are learning, what skills you have achieved. People have been talking about technology. We should not really be scared of trying, you know. We have to celebrate, like, I've learned this, you have to practice it. There's things to do with the computer these days. You can go ahead and what? Go to the computer lab, go anywhere. If you have a friend who have a laptop or something, we have to what? We have to learn. And then I'm almost done. You have to pour it. You have to pour into your community. We have been talking about having that relationship with your community, your peer groups. You don't isolate yourself. Say, okay, now I'm studying. I don't want. You go to the community affairs. You know what is happening in the community. You have to what? You be with your people, because these are the people who are going. You are going to lean on them when you need to lean on someone. So you need to be there. The community, they provide you with a lot of joy, a lot of what? A lot of happiness. And also, okay, you develop your network of mentorships, allies, and coaches. Now, these are people who will uplift you, champion you, and guide you as you move through your career. Now, for example, if you want to become a politician, we have our mother here. You can come to her, you share with her, you know, I want to do A, B, C, D, how can I go about it? But if you don't share, she will not what? She will not know. For the students, you know, you can go to your lecturers, you can go to the doctors, and you share your what? Your time. And there is also need to attend and participate. You know, in most cases, students normally don't want to attend lectures. When there is handouts, you get your handouts and you disappear. But, you know, when you attend lectures, there are things that they discuss in the lecture halls that are not in the handouts. Or there are things that pop up. For example, if there are discussions, it will pop up during the lecture. But when you don't attend lectures, there's no way you are going to know what have been discussed. And also, if you don't read, Me, I'm very sure for students who read, there's no way you can fail. You can only fail when you don't read. So you have to read your work, you have to participate, and you should read ahead of time. They are given course outline. This course outline, you can go to the libraries, you can do research, you can challenge the what? Challenge the teachers, you challenge the lecturers. You know, when you challenge these lecturers or you challenge the instructors, it gives them also time to prepare themselves properly. Because a lecturer can go in and deceive you, and you accept that it is what? It is the truth. But when you read in advance, you are going to challenge them, and you are going to argue, and it makes the lecture to become what? So nice. So all in all, I think these are the few. I have a lot to share, but because of time, I think I'm going to stop here. Yeah. So thank you.
Yes, this is the meaning of really intergenerational dialogue. That's great. Thank you. We want more dialogue. Okay. Yeah. If the resources are available. I think you talk a lot. Talk about the mindset. In this country, some people, if you see somebody very far, you just